And Father Tom Macdonald joins us in studio to talk about his work as a parish priest. Father, thanks so much for being with us. Now I have a little problem. Just to even start this off, are we going to just have knack talk for the rest of this program?
Do you feel kind of boxed in?
I do, because I know you had a dinner last night, and I know it's all about the Pontifical North American College. So we're going to be okay, right?
We will. You know, the patron is Our Lady of Humility, so we try not to talk about it too much.
Can you get that patron over to Kevin Nelson over across the way over there? I'm sorry, Kev. So we know you recently changed parishes. Tell us about that.
Well, I was in Dorchester, St. Anne's and St. Brendan's for 2 years, which was a wonderful experience. Those two parishes are in a really tight-knit, still very Irish, urban community context, and it was a privilege getting to know the families that had been living there for years. It's unique in that you have multiple generations all living on the same street, and I just felt so honored to be welcomed into that beautiful tradition. It was a great 2 years. And now I am up on the North Shore, Topsfield and Middleton, St. Rose and St. Agnes,
nice
a very different context, very rural, but growing parishes, which is really exciting.
And there is a name given to the collaborative. It's called the Christ Initiative.
Yes.
And your website is thechristinitiative.org. So, not having been assigned ever to one of these collaborative situations, I have to ask you, because I don't know, what are some of the particular challenges of making that relationship between communities happen?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge is presence, being present to the people and the way they're accustomed to having a priest be present. It's a lot of running around. It's a lot of multitasking. In Dorchester, it was a little easier, given that the two parishes were a 15-minute walk from one to the other. So I tried to walk between the two places, and I think that alleviated some of the anxieties about sharing priests. In the country, however, it involves a lot of driving. I'm putting a lot of miles on the car.
Can't walk.
No, you can't walk.
There's no walking.
No.
Now, you've been 3 years? 3 years you've been
3 years, yes.
What advice would you give to the newly ordained, because we just have a class?
Well, I think one of the most important things I've learned in my 3 years of priesthood is the importance of being present as much as possible, being visible, going to the grocery store in your collar, walking down the street in your collar. When people see a priest in their neighborhood, when they see a priest in their stores and in their community, I think that makes them feel good. It makes them feel like the church is there and it's a part of their life.
Jay, you know, it's funny. If you go online and you Google like Catholic priest, fatherhood, something like that, invariably a picture of Father Thomas Macdonald pops up. He's become like the poster priest for fatherhood in the church. It's really amazing.
Is this true?
I hope not.
There are some great images of you with young people, with parishioners out there, and I think you're a wonderful example of fatherhood. I have to say that. Having been ordained 3 years now, even though we can't have a family, as Jay or Kevin can, don't you feel very much like a father? Can't we celebrate fatherhood with them too?
Oh, definitely, most certainly. And I know it really hit me shortly after my ordination when I think an 80-year-old man on the street said, "How's it going, Father?" This is a man who's been around a lot longer than I have been around, a natural father himself, and turning to me as a trusted spiritual father. And the way we are called to care for people, to be present to people, to teach and to guide and to listen, I think there are many of the same tasks that natural fathers undertake every single day.
And I said it, but you loved your experience in Rome, didn't you?
I did. I did. I was there for the resignation of Pope Benedict and the election of Pope Francis. I never thought I would see that.
That's amazing.
It was. It was to be in the square, and again to get a taste of the universal church. People from every corner of the globe, speaking every language, all converging in the arms of that colonnade at St. Peter's.
And I have to say, not only are you a great priest and a great example, but as we say here in Boston, you're wicked smart.
Well, Father, thanks so much for being with us today. We very much appreciate it. And I have to say this, and you'll laugh. I was just kidding with Kevin, because if I don't say that, I'm going to get letters. They're going to say, stop picking on Kevin. But Kevin, you saw him. We're good friends. So,